Welcome to night 2 of the Igniting the Next Generation Summit 2025, as everybody is aware of what year it is and stuff. I'm James McLam, together with my wife and our co-host Jeff Hagee. We're hoping some of the other presenters and we'll jump on the call as we go forward, but we wanted to recap today's night. How are you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Well, today we had an all-star lineup yesterday. We had a great night, and I hope a lot of people viewed what we did yesterday. But if you did not get a chance to see it, there's still an opportunity for you to sign up and enroll in this. I'm going to put that up there. There's the Ignite thing. But, Jeff, if you don't mind, just kind of taking a lead, and we'll go through today's presentations and talk about them some.
You bet. And yeah, absolutely. We've had 2 incredible days. And so any of those that are catching this on our social media right now, make sure to sign up. You'll still be able to catch the replays. And we've got an incredible lineup tomorrow. But you know what? Let's start off with you guys. We had a great day today. Listened to some great presentations. And you know what? Before you got on, Melissa, I was telling James that you guys work really well together. And from our very first summit we kind of pointed out the people that were really good at editing and doing great presentations. And you guys have brought it up. You guys did a great job. So Tell us a little bit more about your guys' presentation and what it was like working together on it.
I don't know that you really want to know that.
Except for the technical problems and stuff, it was an easy thing to do. We did have some technical problems quite a bit, but our presentation was really focused around getting parents getting their children prepared for the first day of school, the first month of school, specifically high schoolers. And we have 3 children. 2 are in their early 20s, and 1 will be starting her sophomore year in
like less than 30 days, like 20 days. About 20 days now.
Well, there you go. So yeah, she'll be starting it pretty quickly. And we get asked quite a bit about this question of what do we do to prepare people? What do we do to get them ready for their new year? And we really wanted to focus in on that. So that is where we come from, and what we wanted to do to help teens get prepared. Because like we say, probably in the first couple of lines, as we talk about it, is that we said that, the first days of school can either be, can launch like how do we say it, Melissa? Launch like a rocket, or could be a train wreck. Was that what we said?
Yes, or what's even happening, right now. I mean, there was a point when we had 3 kids in 3 different schools, and also 3 ages. Like one was preschool, one was middle school, one was upper elementary school, and one was high school. So I feel like we had a lot of juggling to do, and we learned a lot from that experience. And so there were times, because we had a child who was 7 years younger than the middle, 10 years younger than the oldest, that it was a juggling act. And, we talked about how we had one that was screaming and crying. Well, that would have been our youngest, who was crying because,
I thought that was you that was screaming.
There was a lot of chaos. I cried too, some as well. There was a lot of chaos for a while. But I think that if you don't go in with a plan, just like we say with anything else, you're planning to fail the beginning of the school year before you even get started on the school year, if you don't have some sort of routine with your family.
That's one of the things that you guys talked about, was that routine. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. You go into it without a plan and you don't realize how important that is. And I don't know, let's talk a little bit more about that, the importance of creating that routine so that you're not crying every morning.
Yeah. I have so many people tell me that they don't have a routine, But what people
Mhm.
don't realize is everybody has a routine, whether it's good habits or bad habits. Everybody has a routine. And what you have to step back and say to yourself as the parents, is this routine serving us right now and making things positive and things run smoothly? Or are we creating more chaos because we're kind of stuck in a rut or stuck in our ways with what we're consistently doing in the mornings?
Yeah.
And I think personally, as a mom, I had to start with myself. It wasn't until I stepped back about the time Abby was 2 years old, and I had one in elementary, one in middle. And I said, okay, something's got to change because I was never a morning person. And I was like, something has to change in our routine and our schedule. And it needed to start with me changing. And when I
Yeah.
did that, it made everything else run more smoothly.
Yeah, that was the time that it kind of flipped in our house from me being the one who got up earlier first, not really early. We have to be careful when we're talking about early because Jeff gets up way early, way compared to us.
Even
But
earlier than me.
yeah, much. Yeah, he's probably up when you get up. He's two or 3 hours behind us. But that's when it switched. That she started getting up first, and I was getting up second. So
Yeah. But what I found was when I like took time for me in the mornings with, for me, it was my quiet time. It was my workout time. And then the kids started getting up, or maybe the kids were getting up, and that kind of forced them to be more independent while mom was doing her thing. Things felt smoother. I didn't feel so like, I felt like it was the first time that I wasn't like starting my day behind the 8 ball and playing defense all morning
Right.
long, because I had started first before everybody else and taken time for myself. And then I was playing offense, which works much better.
I like that.
yeah, it was a much better. And so we really have to we talk about quite a bit about talking this out with your teen, helping them to understand what their year is going to be like, what they want the year to be like. They really don't need you to have a perfect plan. They just need you to be honest with them, open with them. When I was on a podcast recently with the legendary Chip Baker, we were discussing this, and I said, so often parents are getting this next few weeks as people are getting ready for school to start. Some, schools are going to be starting anytime over the next 5 weeks all over the country. They're making sure that the school list is paid for, making sure that the clothing is bought, making sure that, they're ready on all these aspects of it. We're going to see a bunch of Instagram posts of day one of school pictures with the kid holding up a picture of themselves saying, day one, my senior year or whatever, all these types of things. But is there any kind of conversations or anything at all happening where you're preparing your kid for what lays ahead, no matter if it's their freshman year or their senior year? Just talking through, what do you want this to look like? What do you want this year to be like? What are your fears? What are you excited about? All those different types of things. And listen, let's be honest. Melissa and I didn't do this very early on. It was different. Our oldest, she probably didn't need as much guidance because she already had this. She probably has written. She probably wrote it down somewhere. This is what I want my senior year to look like. This is what I want my freshman year to look like. She probably had a 5 points under each thing, and it outlined to what she's going to do. Where the middle child was just kind of wandering through and probably didn't realize they were in school until they had been at school for about 3 weeks, and then they were like, "Oh, I'm in school." And then the youngest is completely different. So we didn't do it. We learned over time, and that's what we're trying to help others to do is to kind of catch up with this.
And I think it's great to hear this because without being intentional about it, it's just going to pop up and it's going to be starting in 18 hours from now. And I haven't even talked to Jamari about it. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly the situation I'm in.
Wait, when does yours start?
Yours starts at
Well-
18 hours.
And they're the late ones. All the public schools started a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
What?
Seriously.
It's 120 degrees here. We got to put them inside in air conditioning.
What?
Wow.
What year is he going into?
Freshman.
Well, there is this resource I've heard about.
Yeah. Let's talk about those.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
is that backwards? Did that look?
No, I don't think
Backwards?
so.
Can you read that, or is it
You're good.
backwards?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
You can
because
read
on
it.
my screen it looks like it's backwards. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we constructed journals, 30-day journals to get students started correctly. Freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. The Ignite, getting 30 days to launch your freshman year, to elevate your junior year, to finish your senior year strong, to strengthen your sophomore year. Journals to get them started and ready to go. And you can find that if you go to our presentation, you'll see a link to our presentation on that. But if not, you'll just go to generation-youth.com. You can find that information there coming up next week. Or we actually have a dedicated site for this called Ignite 30, the number 30 days.com. Ignite30days.com. Let's see if I can put that somewhere. Ignite 30 days. Yeah.
While James is putting that up, I just want to encourage everybody. I've started asking our rising sophomore these questions. You know, what do you want to achieve this year? What do you want your year to look like? They're going to say, I don't know. So just be prepared for it. I don't know. Because they don't know. They haven't really stopped to think about it. All they're caring about is, what does my outfit look like for the first day of school? And is so-and-so going to be on my schedule in my classes? And what teacher am I going to have? But they're not thinking about, or what my hair is going to look like on the first day of school, especially girls. Boys, not so much. They're all concerned about the sports side of things. But don't be discouraged if they say, I don't know. Just come back to it later and ask them a different way. And keep talking through things. When they say, I don't know, say, okay, well, let's talk about that some more. Why don't you know? Like, let's break it down. Let's start with, what's the biggest thing you want to achieve this year? And, you know, our daughter is right now focused on theater. So helping her be able to say what her ultimate goal is, and then we have to break it down. What are the baby steps to get to that ultimate goal? And how would that feel on the other side? So just be patient and don't be surprised if they say, I don't know.
Many times.
Mm-hmm.
Many times.
Right. Well, good. Jamari's copy is going to be here on Thursday. So,
Yay! Love it. That's awesome. I think it's a great resource. I think James has done such a great job with it. And I love how the book lays out for each grade level what they right in the middle of what they're dealing with for that particular year in school. And I like how it provides them space to journal within the book. So I think that's really valuable.
And each day is only about a 5-minute read. It's not really that long. But you can find the information out at that site there, Ignite30days.com. So,
yep.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. That is awesome. And I really encourage anyone that's listening to, if you haven't listened to James and Melissa's presentation, go to ignitenextgen.com, get your free pass, go listen to it, because it's definitely worthwhile. So thank you guys. So let's talk about some more. Let's move into Raise. You know, the thing I like about this summit is we've got so many educators and leaders, and they do such a great job. And she goes into helping leaders and educators, you know, find some time-saving shifts to help them in all that they're doing. did you guys have any thoughts that you want to share from her presentation?
I know, Melissa, you said that you really like that one. You've said that multiple times and you've listened to it several times. So,
Dude, but I love short things. Like, I love how she just gets to the point and is like, bam, 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 here's 3 things. And I love, because I am a former teacher, I love what she was saying about stop feeling like you have to like answer people immediately. Like, have a plan, but protect your hours away from school and don't feel like you have to immediately answer people. And I loved how she also has templates already designed to save her time. Like, that is, I think that would be such a valuable resource. I mean, I was an elective teacher, or what we call a specialist, because I taught music. So I was teaching the whole school because I was an elementary school music teacher. But I could see how that a template that you can send out quick emails to parents or have a template for a response to a parent's question would be so quick and easy and helpful. And I loved how she's trying to protect teachers' energy because there's so much that pulls at them to just weigh them down throughout the year.
Yeah, I loved how she talked about using an autoresponder, because you answer this same questions over and over and over, and that in fact, I was up in Canada last week, so I had my vacation responder on. I left that on for days after I got home because it was awesome just to have that on there. But it is I thought the way she put that out there on how to use your autoresponder to answer those, that you don't have that guilt of I'm not getting back to them. You're getting those things answered and you're not having to do it over and over and over again.
and if you go to her site, which the links are on her page as well, so if you go to Ignite Gen and register, you can go to day 2 and find her site. The resource hub that she has on her site on teacher, I think it's called Teachers Deserve Better. I think that's correct.
I think that's right.
She has a whole lot of free resources there, plus some packages that she's put together, some bundles that her team has put together that really can impact teachers to be a little bit more. You know, Melissa and I were both teachers, but that's been, quite a long time ago since we were actively in the classroom. But our daughter is entering her 4th year of teaching in the classroom. And so, this was one of the things that I was really excited about sharing with her, because, I know how she pours herself into it, and I wanted to make sure she, was guiding it very well. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's a great point too. It's great for everyone, all teachers, but someone that's just getting into it or has just started their careers in teaching, putting these habits into place now is a powerful tool.
I agree 100% on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So then there was one, I was at the gym this morning about 5 a.m. I'm texting James saying, hey, Walter's link's not working. Can you fix it? I'm not home either. So anyone that watched it first thing, sorry if you didn't get that. I listened to all of these while I was at the gym, so I haven't listened to Walter's yet. So if you guys could fill us in on Walter's, that would be awesome.
Well, Walter's an educator as well and an administrator, and he really, when he was working with youth early on, he began to see that he wanted to motivate his students, but he wanted to motivate them intrinsically and not just with some kind of rewards, not with something, hey, I want you to feel better, I want you to do better, and I want you to connect well. And incidentally, Ray introduced me to Walter. When Ray and I connected and we talked about him being on this summit, her being on this summit together, she said there's one person that you need to contact, and you need to contact him today. And so Ray introduced me to him, and Walter and Ray actually have some packages now that they're doing with teachers that they're promoting this week as well. But he wanted to talk about how to spark that intrinsic motivation in students. And one of the things that he talks about is there are 4 powerful pillars that you need to go through. And he uses a very similar theme. Let's see, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-confidence, and what was the other? Self-drive. self-driving. So he's really wanting to do that. Melissa, did you see some of his?
I did. I watched the very beginning of it. So I'm impressed that you remembered all that, because I did not remember all of those. I knew he had 4 pillars, but I couldn't remember the names of them at all.
Well, his whole purpose is you want to empower the student. You want to give them the power to feel like that the reason they want to do something is because of they want to do it, not because of some, you're dangling a grade in front of them, or it's because, hey, I want to do this because it makes me a better person.
Yeah. I think the examples he used was like his kids would say, if we behave, we can have extra recess. And if we behave well, we can have extra time, like on technology or whatever. And he said, the only reason you want to behave well is so that you get to do these things. How about we just do it because we desire to be better people? And the example that stuck out to me was how he possibly, like, one of the examples was he gave his class a writing assignment, and one kid wanted to do the writing assignment as a comic strip, not like write a paper. And he gave that student the freedom to do that. It still fulfilled the assignment, but he got to do the assignment his way.
That's really cool. I like that.
And what I like about his too, what it is that, yes, it is, he's speaking to educators, but this same concept can apply to parents as well, on how to motivate your child to get them to do certain tasks, get them to do certain things, as you're training them, because you're training them not to just look for prizes or rewards necessarily, praises or stuff like that. You're teaching them to do these things for themselves, which is so much more powerful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, awesome. Thank you. I am definitely going to have to catch up on that one. Now, Lenita's was an interesting one because it's directly going to those educators and stuff. And she talks about the 6 phases of a teen coaching business and how you can incorporate this, whether you're going to continue in the educator field or if it's your next move out. And so she goes through some great stuff. And as I was listening to her, I started kind of connecting the dots, because you and I have talked about her before, James, because you had talked about what she does. And so as I heard what she does, I was like, okay, her and James have some overlap here. So
yes,
share some of your thoughts here on what she talked about in the teen coaching industry.
Well, it's always nice to hear from someone who has the same passion of empowering people who want to be teen coaches. And she has a decade of experience of actively working and training these, coming out of the classroom as well. If nothing else, you want to hear her presentation. You want to hear today's presentation because you get to hear the sophisticated Southern accent that I have. And then you get to hear the sophisticated Australian accent that she has. So you get to hear those opposite accents there, if nothing else. But she really is talking about the overview of why teens need coaching, life coaching now, and how, if you have a passion to do this, you really can make it happen. You can make it work. Melissa, you said you watched it a couple of times today?
I did, but that's because I've been through. So, I mean, I'll say it since James has not said it, but James has a coaching certification program. If this is something that you're very interested in, and I went through the program and got certified, and she
barely passed. Barely, it was close. It was very close.
But I've been kind of in stuck mode. Like, I know who I want to work with, but my whole thing has been, but I don't know that I want to be bold enough to start getting on social media and pulling people into this. And she had some amazing ideas, I thought. And I loved how she said, just start with what you're doing already. Whatever it is you're doing, start there. And the examples that she gave, don't start by asking for some massive amount of money to coach the kid, but start small and then build up to a larger ask, or a larger coaching experience with that particular student. So I gained a lot from it, just listening to her talk about the baby steps to get where it is where you're going.
I think
So-
that what she really is trying to teach us in this presentation is, look, if you have this passion, take your own experiences, your own gifts, your partial gifts that you've been given, that you've been blessed with, and start there. Don't be overcome with self-doubt. Just start there. And then the underlying message and all that is seek help from people who know what they're doing to equip you with what you need to do this, whether it's, the Generation Youth Coaching Program or the Teen Coach Academy that she's done, or a combination of both. Be able to do, if you have a passion, you can make this work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? One of the things I got out of that too is, if I'm a educator watching this, I'm probably thinking, yeah, I'm learning so much from these guys, but James, Melissa, Phil, they're all former educators. What's going on here? And but she talked about that too, is, if that's the direction you want to go, great. But if you want to stay in that education field, this is still something you can implement in what you're still doing right now.
Right.
So,
We've got a lot of former educators in this group.
we really do.
Phil, Rosalie, still in the classroom. Shannon, Walter, Melissa, Lanita. Who else? I'm missing somebody. I know I am. Who am I missing? Justin, who will be coming up later this week. Heather's a former coach. Dave's a former coach. Ray is a teacher. So it's a teacher packed group.
It is. No, that's good. Well, awesome. Any other thoughts or comments we want to make on any of them?
I would encourage people, again, if they have not registered and you're watching this and you're seeing this on any of the pages and stuff, to go ahead and register. If you register now, you will get access to the next 2 days. But if you register late, we'll give you some time to look over the others that have already aired before they go away as well. So go ahead and register, get this. And if you really like it and you would like to see over 80 presentations that we've already done in the past, you can join the VIP and you'll get access to what is amount to then over 100 presentations of just power-packed information, plus a lot of free downloads, a lot of free resources, just a lot of material as well. So we want you to take advantage of that.
There really is. And just talk a little bit more about that VIP for those of you that are in this already, if you don't have the VIP, because this has been powerful so far. And I know we've got some incredible people coming up in the next few days, but over the course from the first time we hosted this to this one here, we absolutely have some amazing presentations that are really beneficial. So definitely go grab that VIP and get access to all of those. Definitely won't regret it.
Yeah. I love Shannon's comments down below. Those are awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Shannon. I didn't see those earlier. They were popping in on a back screen, and I didn't grab those when they was coming through. If you didn't see Shannon's yesterday, you need to jump back and see hers. Hers was an amazing presentation as well. And she's got check her out. Check out her resources as well. She has a some wonderful things that she is doing as well. Jeff, what we got on docket tomorrow? You remember?
You know what? I can remember right away. I know we got Tammy, but let me pull it up so that I'm accurate. Or do you have it in front of you?
I do. I have it in front of me. Let me bring it up real quick. We got Tammy. Tammy's going to be talking about getting off the confidence roller coaster, which is no surprise considering that she has the confidence calendar and she has that brand that she's working with young athletes. But this can relate to helping your team get off the confidence roller coaster going forward. We have another dual presentation. We have 3 dual presentations in this summer. The summit, the first one was Melissa's and I, and tomorrow Amy, Pete Kelly, and Julie Nee will be talking about 4 strategies to build an environment that builds you. These are the founders of You Grow Girl. Melissa can speak to that. She's gone through their book, did a book club with it.
Yeah, that was a great book. And the women I did it with loved it. But I think that, you know, I was doing it with a bunch of midlife moms, but any age would love this book. And they've just done a great job of it. And they have a journal to go with it. So you don't have to do the journal, but the journal is great.
Then we got Heather Henson, the great coach Heather Henson, former D1 head women's soccer coach. She's talking about her journey from an athlete to a coach and really going to helping highlight the power of communication for athletes. Her presentation is entitled Beyond the Game, Communication That Opens the Doors. And she helps young athletes realize how their skill set's great, but really being able to communicate is just as important as their physical skill. And then we have Pat O'Malley. Pat is going to be talking about love is the best thing you do. Pat's the co-host of the Keep Going podcast. And he too is going to be talking to student athletes tomorrow about their coaching playbook of building trust, setting goals, and challenging with love and helping them understand. So those are the presentations we have tomorrow. I think it's, let's see, if is it just 4 tomorrow? Yep. 4 tomorrow as well.
It's going to be sports day.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And it doesn't stop there. The next day, we got more sports days. So we got a lot of sports days going on as we go forward. So
I love that.
All righty. Well, thank you guys. Awesome. Give one more quick plug to your site where you can get those books.
There we go. At night30days.com. There's a senior book.
Yeah. One for each year.
Junior book. One for each year. And sophomore. And the freshman.
Perfect.
So quick, easy 30 days going forward. And also on this site, there are enhancement packages. You can go there and buy some enhancement packages, some additional things to help you along. If you find some value in it, there's quote posters in there. There's more journal prompts if you want to go deeper. There's lesson plans for teachers if they want to guide through this. There's some parent connection resources in there. Parents want to know how to have the discussion with their child as they're going for it. All those types of resources as well. So I'd love to help out any way we can.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. We will be back tomorrow.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.